If you like this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell icon to get the latest updates.
Okay, guys, so let me come back to the topic. And I believe we were at some place and, we were discussing about Workday. So what was the last topic, if you remember, anybody? I hope you were there.
Discussing about Workday History,
Yeah, I'm sorry,
introduction
we
to
were discussing Workday.
Workday HCM and key benefits, implementation areas.
Yeah, I mean, that we did, but there was a specific topic that I wanted to discuss. But yeah, we will do that. And any questions from the previous sessions, anything, where you have any confusion, please let me know. So we are into right now Workday HCM Core Fundamentals, and that is what we have been discussing. Let me start with the disclaimer. So this is very important for all of us, that this presentation includes example, images, and references that are provided for information purposes only. Complying with all applicable copyrights law in the responsibility of the user without limiting the rights under copyright. No part of this document may be reproduced, stored, or introduced into a retrieval system or transmitted in any form of any means. Credit shall be given to the images taken from the open source and cannot be used for promotional activities. Okay, so this is where we wanted to discuss. Then we discussed about introduction to Workday HCM, what is Workday HCM and how exactly it works, and what are the key benefits and how exactly Workday started. If you see, it says open source cloud-based financial management and HCM software vendor. That's how exactly it works. And then Workday Inc. was founded, and all those things, Dave Duffy, Anil Bhusri, we discussed about them. Then what exactly is a Workday system? What is software as a solution, right? And how does it helps us in, using it in a unified human resource and talent management solution? How does that work? So there are different parts to that: unified global application, actionable insights, agility, user interface, and HCM. So those are the parts of Workday. Then we discussed about, how exactly it works, what are the things that we have. So there are different modules that you will see. So you have recruitment, talent management, time tracking, and then project and work management, planning and analysis, payroll solution, HRM, big data analytics. All those things are part of it. And we use all of them to make sure that you are able to perform your day-to-day activities without any issues. Then it tells you that, okay, what are the things that, how exactly it is used. So you have Workday Big Data Analytics. It actually provides you those analytics templates, and it helps you solving the, major issues for the HR or finance, or even you have Workday Student that also can be used. So if you see, recruitment is one of the most important part of the HCM system. So there are different modules. As I stated, recruitment is one of them. Helps to find and engage, select the best internal and external candidate for your organization. Then this talent management helps you to align, assess, reward, and develop your workforce. In a lot of organizations, basically, it is also called as performance management, right? Then you have the time tracking. Basically, it is your attendance system. It talks about the cost, compliance risk, and increase worker productivity, how exactly you can enhance that. Then you have project management tool, work management, strategy, and all those things are also part of this HCM system. Then you can plan the benefits, and a lot of things related to any kind of allowances that you get, because in an organization, when you have compensation, there are certain benefits also associated with that. So all those things play a very important role. And then you have this administrator who helps you in performing these kind of activities. These are the things generally you will use with the help of benefits. Then you have payroll solutions, the HR line manager role. You have analytics, which gives you the complete picture of talent supply and demand. All those things are part of it. Now, what next would we are going to go ahead and understand is benefits of Workday HCM. Those were the features, and these are the things that now we are going to do. But before I go into this topic, because this is something which, we are going to start fresh today, but is there any questions, any doubts from the previous topic, anything that you have not understood, or, is there any challenges that you had in any of the previous topics? Anybody?
Deepak, this is Gayatri here. I come from a HR background. In most,
Yes.
in other HRIS tool, we call it employee self-service. But here as a module, we are calling it as talent management, right?
I would not say exactly the same.
Okay.
It is more like a performance management, and what are the things that you can do by yourself. That is done
Let's
through
say
the self-service
example,
part.
you are onboarding a candidate, you're changing the confirmation date. In which module do you do it here? Talent management?
So yeah, I'll see what more I can do to get all these things fixed. Sorry, you're asking a question that which module basically helps us in onboarding a candidate, right?
No, not onboarding a candidate. When you want to make any transaction related to his employment, be it call center, be it probation to confirmation. So, in which module do you do all this transaction?
Yeah, that is basically through your talent management only, because you are trying to make any changes in the employment, right? That is done through that. And what happens is, let's say you are trying to make a contractor employee as a permanent employee or FTE, right? So you will convert that employee, right? That is what is, where exactly that thing will come in. So there are a set of business processes, okay? And those business processes are set up in the backend system of Workday. And as per the module and as per the things, those things will come into picture automatically. So if you want to hire somebody, you have a hiring business process. If you want to onboard somebody, you have an onboarding business process. And those are all interlinked. You can use one after the another. You can go from one place to the other because it are interlinked. So, it can be called one after the another. So I'll talk about all that when we move into the business process chapter. That is also there in our curriculum. So we will discuss that in detail when we go in that place. Yeah, but I hope it would have given you a gist of what you wanted to know.
Yes, because the current HRIS, what I am using, we have a different modules again. So here I'm trying to connect where exactly it falls in, whether everything is comes under talent management, or do we have any other a separate module for that particular, or it's an organization who has to define there is this module to be configured or renamed. So
that is true. What you said, the third point, that it's the organization also who has to define that what kind of business processes they are requiring. And based on that, they can take the modules. Okay. So, if I have to say mainly, there are 7 to 8 modules. Let me be very specific. So one, which is your core HCM. Core HCM is the most important one. Why? Because it is the central part. If you have to use something in the central region or, the core, you have to go ahead with core HCM. After that, it can be any module on top of it, whether it's just recruitment, time tracking, leave and absence, you can say talent management or performance management, or benefits, payroll, advanced compensation, learning and development. All these things are on top of the core HCM. So the core HCM is the most important one, because whenever you want the data to flow, it will flow from core HCM only. Without core HCM, you cannot actually start working on any of these, which I discussed earlier, all the other parts of it.
Got it. Got it. So we call it employee database as
Okay,
a
yeah,
core.
I think you are probably using an on-premise system, which is using this kind of terminologies like, employee system or employee database. Maybe, are you using PeopleSoft or something?
People works.
I mean, yeah, it is basically made on the same, concept. That's the reason. These are very interrelated.
Okay, thanks.
All right, no problem. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, tell me, yeah.
This is Aarti here. I have a quick question here.
Yes,
so, as you mentioned, with the different modules. So once we decide to get the candidate for a hiring process, we have all the onboarding, formalities, right? Where like the background verifications and all those things. Do we have any specific module that actually captures all the details in a centralized system, or is it something like it'll be again aligned with the HCM?
No, it will be aligned with HCM. But if you are hiring somebody, recruitment will be the first thing which will come into place. Okay. Why? Because any job application that you have, it will be somewhere related to the recruitment, right? And recruiter will be the, the individual who will help you to hire somebody. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so recruitment module plays a very important role in this scenario.
No, I understand. Once we actually, the recruitment module, the recruiter identifies the resource, and once the recruiter would like to onboard the candidate, okay. So is there is a set of formalities that align with the company policies and procedures. Correct. Right? We have a set of procedures for the background verification. There are a set of things need to be checked. And do we have some kind of their data to be stored, in a central system, so that it is all captured, so that the candidate onboarding goes in ease. So is there anything that
that is all part of your core HCM only. That is all part of your core HCM. No, there's no specific module for that.
All right.
Deepak, I have a question.
Yes, please go ahead.
So are we working on those, like you said, core HCM, which is, related to the human resource? Are we working on HCM modules?
Yes, we do.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All right. So yeah, I will talk now about the benefits of Workday HCM, guys. Now, if you look into this, so it says complete understanding of workforce. Now, what does that mean? So when you actually hire somebody, right? So this particular section will tell you the complete details about an employee. So complete details basically tells you all the information that you're going to capture for that person. All the details, maybe starting from personal details to professional, the skills, competencies, everything will come into picture. And you will also know what are the things, that person has been trained on. So basically a complete biodata, or you can say, the complete career graph is actually built in the system. So in case you need that to be shared with anybody, you can do that also. So all those things become a very important part. And how does that happen? So you create certain questionnaires, and with the help of questionnaires, the data is inserted. The candidate, when they try to apply for the job, all those things, they will fill it, and then it gets stored inside Workday system. And that's the reason for each and every employee, you can set it up and it will work absolutely, flawless. So when we set up a job profile and other parts, I will show you that section, which will tell you that, okay, what are the things that I can set it up? how exactly it works, and how it can be used. All those things I'll show you at that time. Then the next part, it says understand entire people cost, including contingent labor. So what happens in this, guys, that you have a cost center. Basically, each cost center gives you the report of people and how many people are there, each people, what is the cost that you are getting. And this is basically a part of your predefined organization. So when we go into chapter second, which is organizations, there you will understand how exactly a cost center plays a role. So cost center is basically used for capturing all the financial transactions. It's not only your the salary and everything. That is one part of it. But even if you're spending one penny or anything, it has to go through a cost center. And that's the reason everything that you do in Workday, there must be a cost center associated. And that's the reason you don't have a liberty to either earn anything or spend anything without involving cost center. So what does that do? It gives you the complete 360-degree picture of the expenses and the earnings that your company has. And it's not only for your employees, but all your contractual employees also. Everything will be taken care through the cost center. So whenever I need to bring any financial information, I will go into the cost center. Maybe I'll just build a report and I'll get those information without any details. Or you can say without much hassle. All right. Then the next part is empower workers and business leaders through self-service, right? So as someone was saying that we use the self-service. So here the portal that we are going to use, I'll show you, maybe not today, then tomorrow, that how that portal looks like. And each person in this portal has got a different role. Now, when I say about the role, it talks about the responsibilities one has in the system. So for example, I am hired in any, in the organization. And let's say I work as a Workday consultant and one more person is hired as a sales person. So what kind of accesses do you think as a consultant I will have in Workday and a salesperson will have in Workday? What do you think? How exactly it will be? Anybody?
Harish, can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Okay, I'll tell you. So I am getting hired in an organization where I'm getting hired as a Workday consultant. Okay. And there's one more person getting hired on the same day, and the person works in the sales department. Okay. So what do you think will be the differences in my role and responsibility with the roles and responsibility of the salesperson?
Oh, it should be same, if I'm not wrong.
So why will it be same?
No, I don't think so. It will be the same.
No, security-wise, on the HRIS, it is different because consultant will have all the access to configure, implement, and do any activities to the system that where you can enable business processes. But when it comes to sales, it is mostly restricted on the accesses. All that they can do is self-service. The data, a personal data or a professional data, if they want to change or do anything, they can do only those.
Yes, absolutely correct. See, guys, always remember the Workday consultant, let's say Workday HCM consultant. If I just say Workday consultant, then there could be, a possibility that people might understand it could be finance also. No, I'm talking very specific for HCM. So as a Workday HCM consultant, my role and responsibility is to maintain the Workday system for the organization. So as a consultant, I will be responsible for doing the development, building certain new things inside Workday. I will have, almost all kinds of accesses related to Workday. I may not have a direct access in production, but the sandboxes and the development areas, I will have access. Now, as a sales user will just be a user of Workday system. They will not be the person who is going to, you can say, make any changes or do any kind of development in Workday, right? They are just the end user. For example, if I have to use this system, right? So I will go ahead and use it like an end user, as if I'm from sales. So for what purpose I will use it? Okay, let's say I have to mark my attendance. So even a Workday consultant has to mark the attendance and the salesperson has to mark the attendance. So we will be doing or marking our attendance, but I can at least make some amendments from the backend if there is any challenges or issues. But maybe for that purpose, I may need some ticket. But again, a salesperson, if they are facing any challenges in setting up or marking their attendance, they cannot do anything. They will have to raise a ticket from the portal or from somewhere, so that it reaches to one of us as a consultant, and then we can help him or her to fix that problem. But as a salesperson, I will not be able to make any changes in the Workday system, right? Are you getting my point?
Okay.
Yes.
So each and every person who is working in an organization, it depends on which department they are working and what is their roles and responsibilities. So as per their roles and responsibilities, they will be given the permissions. A Workday consultant may have a permission to make changes in Workday, but let's say from somebody from the HR team. Now, HR team is a big user. They are the users for using Workday. Everybody might be, somebody who would use this system for something or the other. But again, you cannot give access to your HRs as well to make the changes in the backend system. No, they will be your front-end people who is going to use this application for their own, day-to-day activity. But you cannot allow them to make any changes in the business process or anything which can cause multiple or major breakdown in case they change anything, right? So as per the role, again, you have to define the permissions, and those are taken care with the security. So we will study that also, that how exactly we do make those changes in the system. And that's the reason it says, empower workers and business leaders through self-service. So as per your license, as per your responsibilities, you are given a role. And based on that, you will be able to use the system without any challenges. All right, then comes the next part, which says easily configure the system of your specific business needs. So if you remember, I said that Workday has more than 500 business processes which are automatically built in the system. It's already there. Now, if you want to use the default process, you are most welcome to use. Workday will never stop you. But in case I don't follow the same thing which Workday wants me to follow, I can basically customize all these processes and make my own process out of it. I can keep the default process as it is, but with the help of that same business process, I will be able to create my own. And whatever steps I want to keep, I can. And provided it should be following the logical way of doing it, which we will see how exactly it is done. But you can configure, or you can say develop your own set of processes, which is as per your business need. And that's the reason why we say that this helps you or it molds the system in such a way that you will never face any challenges. Okay, then the next part, which says, take action at the point of decision. So when we say take action, action basically means that you're performing some activity, right? Now, when you're performing some activity, which means there is certain action involved in that. Example, if you have decided that you have to hire somebody, and let's say you're the hiring manager, right? The person has cleared the interview, and there are 2 to 3 people who have cleared the interview. And out of these 3 people, you have to take a final decision. That out of these 3, I have to hire only one. So who will that one person be? You want to connect with them, you can connect. Maybe you just have to give, a yes or no. Now that yes or no is just basically done through approvals. So again, it says, take action at the point of decision. So whenever you have certain action and you want to take that, you can take it instantly, guys. And you just have to have one click, just need to push that approve button. And that approve button is done, you are good to go into the next step. Okay, so that makes it a robust system, flexible, and adaptive. Why I'm saying adaptive? Because it can be changed as per your requirement, as per your business process. Okay, so this makes it these are the benefits that you have of using the Workday HCM system. So any questions before I move on to the next part?
Deepak, this is Rohini. So when you said that take action at the point of the decision, right? So that time, the approval, like you need to wait for the approval from somebody, or like how it works?
Okay, let me give you an example. It will clear all your doubts. Let's say you are a recruiter, right? You are working in an organization, and in an organization, you are asked to get people for a particular job role, right? So you started looking for people and you made that job available. Some people have applied for the job as well. Now, if they have applied for the job, what will happen? The job that is being processed or applied, right? So if it has to be shortlisted, the recruiter will do it, and then they will process it with the help of the hiring manager to the interview. Now, once you have cleared the interview, okay, once a person has cleared the interview, the final approval has to come from the hiring manager, right? You'll have to wait for the hiring manager to say yes, then only you can go ahead and hire. Otherwise, you will not be able to do it. Am I clear? Are you getting my point?
Yes.
So in that scenario, it says, take action at the point of decision. So you already have everything at your place. If you want, you can take a very quick decision just by approving that. And you can just approve it just by a click of button that, okay, approved. That's it. And your work is done. As an individual, it makes your life very easy. Right? So that's the reason why it tells you that these are the benefits. Things are very easy for you. Okay, I hope it is clear.
Yes, thank you.
No problem. All right, then I'll move to the next part. What exactly is this next part going to help? So if you see here, right? So it gives you the complete HCM system and how exactly it works. See, it starts with organization. Now, organization basically means your different setups, your company, your cost center, your region, customer organization. Then you have your supervisory organizations. Basically, these are my departments. In a department, how am I going to use it? Then there are different type of benefits, right? you know that a company offers you, medical insurance and a lot of things regarding that. Now, all of this basically is part of your benefits. Leave of absence, we have already discussed. Compensation, we have already discussed. Recruitment, we have already discussed, right? Now, after recruitment, you have the onboarding part, basically onboarding and hiring of a person, right? So once you are there in any organization for some time, you will have these goals and performance, correct? So generally in an organization, you have a review every 6 months, let's say half yearly and the annual review. And some organization also keeps it quarterly. And your manager might meet you every once in a month and then discuss your performance, right? So all those things happen. So when the manager meets you, it may not be, an official way of doing the performance review, but that may be a casual way. However, when you have something on paper, like mid-year review or annual review, all those things are official. Maybe, that will be recorded in the system. So that is where your goals and performance comes into picture. Then you have succession. Succession, I hope you understand, right? That, you are grooming somebody to become something. You are making sure that somebody is there who can be promoted to the next level. Or if let's say someone at the top level leaves the organization, so we must have a succession plan so that we do not immediately hire somebody from outside, but within the organization I can go ahead and promote somebody to that level. So all those things are taken care through the succession. Then you have this career and development, which I discussed as learning and development, right? So anybody who wants to, do certain trainings or has a career path and they want to learn something in that direction, this career and development plays a very important role. All those things basically helps you in achieving that. Payroll, we all know that the salary is given through the payroll system. So you need to run the payroll cycle and all those things are part of it. Then time tracking, we all know it's basically your attendance, and then big data, it is all your analytics part, right? So this slide basically sums everything. And it is designed in such a way that anybody in any industry segments can use it without any challenges. So you have the global at the core, you have the consumer UI, you have the mobile phone, you have the actionable analytics or collaboration, right? So all these things are being done here. Sorry, someone is trying to say something?
Yeah. Deepak, I was asking you, is all of the different modules under the HCM? Can I say these are all different modules? Or
yes, you can consider that
Okay.
different modules. Yes, you're absolutely correct. But again, onboarding is not a specific module. It comes along with recruitment and core HCM, right? Similarly, succession is also not a specific module. It comes with the career development, or we can say related to that, right?
So when
Apart from that, yeah, sorry, tell me.
Yeah, when we configure the HCM position, that they're expected to be, we need to know all the modules, or only a particular module configuration will be done.
This is where your choice comes into picture. So right now, you may, we are going through the core concepts, right? The core HCM part. So the core HCM part can cover all these things, conceptually. But when you actually have to do a development, they are all individual modules. You need to know the steps, the business process behind them. And that is basically called your specialization. Okay. So let's say that I want to become a recruitment consultant. Okay. Workday HCM plus recruitment consultant. So in that case, I'll have to go through the recruitment module also. Not that just core HCM is going to help me. But the core HCM, as I stated, is the most important one. Why? Because if you don't know that, then going into recruitment will not be possible, because the data is flowing from there. So if you don't know how the data is coming, how the previous business processes were working, you will not be able to set up the recruitment process or the flow. Right? So that makes it dependent on each other.
Okay.
Deepak, I have a question.
Go ahead, please.
So for this, like you said, like for recruiting and, like onboarding and recruiting, do we need to understand about the labor laws? I mean, do we need to go through with all the labor laws?
Yeah, basically, see, if you are working in a particular country, right? So every country has its own labor laws.
Yeah.
And the system will be configured in such a way. So,
Okay.
so every time you start your operations in any country, you have to make sure that your business processes and everything that you have created, it is in alliance or accordance with the labor laws of that specific country. You cannot have a global process.
Okay.
Same goes with your payroll, same goes with your benefits. It is all country dependent.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Then let's say we'll talk about the technology. So technology, as I stated, it's multi-tenant, how exactly it works, object-oriented security. We will discuss this in detail. Today we don't have much of time because I joined late and then I have another session. But yeah, this is what I wanted to just discuss. So we will talk about this, tomorrow, because tomorrow it is going to be our agenda to move ahead in this technology foundation and embedded services. All these things we are going to discuss tomorrow. Okay. So yeah, that is all. And then how exactly we are going to use that, in which areas we will be using Workday and HCM, all those things we will do. And we'll discuss in all in detail. Okay. So that will be the agenda, and we will be able to wrap it up hopefully by tomorrow, this particular topic. And this is basically your, as I stated, the fundamentals, which will be taken care by me, the core fundamentals. Okay. So this will help you in learning it very easily. All right. So any other questions before we wrap up today, guys? Okay, guys. So I'll take your leave now. Thank you so much. Have a great day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you. Please take care. Bye.
Have a great day.
Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you for attending the session. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to ask your questions in the comment section below, and we will reply to them at the earliest.